Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome as well. I don't know, it's a morning or afternoon, but here is early morning in Dubai. I want to start my speech today to show that how much I'm grateful. I'm honored to be with you today in that highly esteemed and highly valuable conference. And thanks for the kind invitation from the board or committee of this conference and Professor Hinaro Hapos. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Hosam A.Elsaman, and I came from two backgrounds. One is industrial and one is academic. For my industrial background, I graduated like a chemical engineer, and for 19 years now, I'm working in the oil and gas industry or field. Through these 19 years, I moved from, or I worked from my experience with multicultural or multinational organizations between Egypt, since I'm Egyptian, Turkey, Italy, and Germany for international business and marketing field. And currently, I'm holding a position of International Business Development Manager on one of German company, the Max, for oil and gas in Frankfurt. And I'm roaming between Dubai and Frankfurt. For my academic background, I'm a master's degree holder from York St. John University in UK and a doctor of business administration researcher in UCAM, University of Spain. Also, I'm a PhD candidate on Paris College for International Education in France. Currently, I'm working as an academic researcher in Westford University College in UAE. I'm also a lecturer in UK curriculum, OTHM and UK curriculum for master's degree, MBA, in UK University and Dubai. Plus, for my academic research, I published around 8 papers so far on green marketing and strategic management, most of them in Scopus journals, and also a key presenter and a keynote speaker in many of academic conferences in Paris, Berlin, Stockholm, and London. And today, I'm honored to be on Philippines for 4th Asia Pacific Interdisciplinary Conference. Going to academic research. What I can say, what I learned in my learning journey and research, when I went for my master's degree in UK, I was only a practical guy, just for business. I'm not that kind of interest for academic or research. That's before I enrolled this program. But after I enrolled the program, I realized what's the importance, what's the value of academic research. Usually, in my session or my class, I'm asking my learners or my students or my colleagues, you have to evaluate yourself before and after, before enrolling this program and after. What's the learning outcome? What's the added value for yourself, for your knowledge? And that's what I learned. What I learned, it's not only the practice, but there is a basic called theory. It's a mix, a twist between practical and theoretical. If you want to build a high tower, you have to start your basic with a theory, and then to be high, as long as you want to be high, it's a practice. I believe in the quote thing that theory informs the practice, and then the practice improves the theory. That's what I learned on research. And today, the subject of the conference is about research productivity in pandemic time, or as we can call it, the new normal era. Because after pandemic, it's all new, or a lot of change occurred already. Let's go for the research, the word itself. The academic definition for research, like it's a systematic or investigation into a problem or situation in order to find out the solution or to solve this problem. That's his academic definition for research. But in reality, research is a passion, a power. Research is a mystery, and you need to reveal that kind of mystery. Not everyone can be a researcher. It's by nature. It's a gift or bless to be a researcher. The researcher has a kind of curiosity. He needs or she needs to know more or improve the knowledge of an awareness. As a researcher, you need to find out or digging to find out more data or information. As a researcher, you're never getting enough or to be satisfied unless you found out the solution or revealing the mystery of this phenomenon. That's the real research. Maybe most of us, as a lecturer or a teacher, you can find a student keep raising a question again and again. It's a milestone. It's a basic. Maybe this time is simply a researcher, because the question is the main part of any research, to raise the question and answer it. So to find out the answer for the problem is a research. Going to that era of after pandemic, what we learn from this era, more of all of risk management theories had been changed. No one expected at all. No scenario put for that kind of disaster or that kind of pandemic. Practically no one see it come. So the only thing we can learn, or the conclusion for the risk management or the research productivity, is to be flexible and resilient. The organization which showed a value of resilience or flexibility survived. It was no particular matter for organization how to deal with that kind of pandemic. But you can find most of them start to make creative solution, thinking out the box. That's what we called it, flexible or resilience in risk management. And today, I'd like to share one of my research developed, or academic research developed in the time and pandemic and after pandemic, because this research had two parts, two surveys, one before pandemic and one after pandemic, to find out the consumer behavior on oil and gas industry towards one product. We called it green marketing strategies and CSR, the relation between CSR or corporate social responsibility and green marketing strategy. So please allow me to share my screen with you now for my research. Hopefully you can see the screen now. For the topic in the fourth Asia Pacific Conference on Interdisciplinary Research in October 2021, I'm sharing my paper, which is Scopus publication and published on International Journal for Entrepreneurship this year. And the name is The Psychographic of Green Marketing Strategies vis-a-vis Corporate Social Responsibility Implication to Organizational Growth. And this research is conducted by Hosam A.Elsaman and Professor Romel Pilabel-Serio. As introduction, the aim of green marketing strategies is to deliver more awareness for consumers. So it will increase consumer loyalty, maintaining wealth and reduce pollution in global environment. The research investigates the relation between consumer buying behavior and changes and green marketing strategy after COVID, before and after COVID pandemic outbreak in the region of Arabian Gulf and particularly in UAE, in the oil and gas field. For the research background or the problem itself, because as we know, in research, you have to define your problem. What's the background? What's the need? Why you conducted that kind of research? We can say is after COVID pandemic outbreak as a global impact, many of companies generally and oil and gas lubricant sector specifically record high rate of losses, sideways, severe profitability value reduction due to many factors such as degradation of sales capacity, logistic and supply chain difficulties. Also, the unprecedented increasing in raw materials prices. The research discussed the new segments and consumers' behavior change plus allow a scope of contribution to determine alternates for the oil and gas and how to deal with the current crisis, according to an industry expert. The COVID-19 pandemic period have a detrimental effect on the organizational efficacy or efficiency and output as well. So the main objective of this research, you can say, is to highlight the relationship between the changes in consumer behavior after COVID-19 pandemic outbreak and green marketing strategies as well. And also to determine the efficacy of applying green marketing and improving the dynamic of organization performance. For theoretical framework, as we discussed and as we believe, there is no research without theoretical. There is no practice without theory. This paper or this research based on theoretical framework, CSR and stakeholder theory. For CSR theory is an umbrella. Okay, as any organization applying or adopting the CSR as a new strategy. And it's kind of change management in new normal era as well. So CSR is the umbrella, is the headline, it's your CSR. And then going to stakeholder theory. And we all know the debate between the stakeholder and the shareholder theory, Freeman and Friedman. Shareholder only believe in profit without any consideration to a community, environment, unlike stakeholders, which claim that or disagree totally with the stakeholder, with the shareholders, and they believe in the stakeholders. They believe to make a profit, maximizing the profit, but with consideration of environment as well, and the community, and the employee itself, and the end user, or each and everyone has a stakeholder on the businesses. Plus, three bottom line theory. Most of businesses, they are focusing only on one bottom line, which is profit. But the three bottom line theory, you have to learn that before to take any decision in business. You have to consider three factors. One is environment or community or the planet. Two is the people, 3 is the profit. So 3 P's, 3 bottom lines with 3 P's. So it's not anymore the profit. It's a profit, planet, number 1, people, and profit, because there's no business will continue without profit, but with ethical consideration. Here in the research, the literature review covered both supportive and opposite theories and hypotheses as well of our green marketing policies. Moreover, investigated the recent research related to the research objectives. Meantime, offers a new technical concept for a green lubricant scientific approach and how to demonstrate in new markets. Simply, after this pandemic, we found out there is a demand. So basically in Germany as well. So why not we introduce a new product, a new concept of green products aligned with green marketing activities as a kind of CSR strategy. Also sort out, it can be sorted or classified under change management. So it was the main basic or the basics criteria or the factors of that kind of paper, of this paper particularly. For research methodology of the paper, the research methodology is followed the honeycomb technique for Wilson, which is like research type and research design and data analysis and data sampling as well. For research type, it was quantitative method due to like the pandemic, and it's one of limitation for this research or study. Due to pandemic, no more interactive, no more IGI or focus groups. That's why we followed only the quantitative methods with descriptive correlational factors and multivariate data analysis by reliability tests by alpha Cronbach and validity tests by exploratory factor analysis and confirmatory factor analysis. And for sampling, we choose a non-discriminative snowball technique. For methodology of this paper is based on deductive approach and descriptive correlation analysis design, while the sampling techniques follow a snowball sampling frame with a total number of 280 respondents or answers through quantitative method, particularly through survey. And the main result of this research illustrated the significant positive relationship between post-study variables, which is consumer buying behavior towards green marketing campaigns, and the consumer feedback varies from different variables such as ethnicity, gender, age, and regional location in producing and promoting environmentally friendly products. Meantime, the paper spotted the changes in consumer perceptions of economic subjects before and after the COVID pandemic outbreak. So it's a new psychographic or the new segments. For research funding and results, we can say the result shows the variables, as we said, ethnicity, gender, and age of reason of UAE are already readily aware and agreeable that promoting green technology in the field of lubricant by using eco-friendly products with more biodegradability features will be a competitive advantage for the company in the current pandemic situation. And they are already fully aware of the impact of the green marketing. Beforehand, or the study before this, people don't care about the impact of environmentally at all. Awareness and practicing environmental awareness was neglected, avoided, not that much aware. But due to educational campaigns that are available in UAE and the perception towards the products or the company that uses the phrases like on advertising material like such as avoid environmental pollution, stay safe, stay home, we care about you and your family and health have been a trending discussion. The results clearly show a greater understanding between the public's environment problem and their links to economic and social factors. And they also shows that people are worried about environmental and resource depletion, and that they generally are happy with the government response. On the other hand, the survey indicates that public is overwhelmingly ready to encourage positive change by encouraging strict environmental protection and natural resource conservation, legislation, and taking personal action. Furthermore, the study spotted that consumers are more attracted to the eco-friendlier companies that enhance the organization image and definitely increase the sales capacity and overall organizational effectiveness. For the recommendation or future recommendations, the research reflects increasing of awareness regarding ecological aspects and green products. That's why it's highly recommended for further research focused on the point of consumer conceptual toward green products, technology, and effective implementing green marketing strategies in different industrial and sectors at corporate performance. These are the references we based on this study. And finally, I want to say, stay safe as always. And once again, I'm so honored, I'm so happy, so grateful to be with you again here today. Hopefully, I wish it would be physically and personal, but we have to adhere for the pandemic regulations, but hopefully it's getting better soon. And maybe next year, we can meet it all as a researcher community. And I will be happy to answer any question for you and learn from you, and you learn from me, and we are all learners here and improving and increasing our knowledge and awareness. Once again, thank you. This is Hosam A.Elsaman, and I'm done for today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.